Testing. Testes. Happy birthday, Pauly. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jason Nike on the guitar. You guys ready for Rocky 4? Oh my God. So many feels, so many thoughts, so much action. It's going to be a blast. Hanging with my patrons tonight. We're doing Rocky 4. Let me know if you guys can hear me. And what a fitting ending to the day, I guess, because everybody was so damn... It was just a punch in the gut today, you know? But I think we kind of... Well, at least I felt like it was coming, you know? With Halloween Kills, I felt like it was coming. Just because human nature, you know? Human nature is... It's getting bad. But we're here to talk about Rocky 4. We're going to have a great time watching this movie. I probably watch Rocky 4 at least once a year, if I'm being honest. It's just such a fun movie. Leave us already freaking whining at the door. But, yeah. Oh, cool. You guys can hear me. Now, all right. We got 9 viewers already. That's awesome. It seems like every time we do one of these Patron Hangouts, we get a couple more people watching, which is really nice. I posted a link over on the Patron website and also on the Facebook extension. So... we'll give it a couple minutes to see if anybody else wants to roll in here before we get going. But first off, you beautiful people, Brett Stewart, Santos, Arctic Vixen. I don't see Arctic Vixen in here that often, so that's good. That's a big bonus. Robert Kerr, Beth. We're going to talk about Beth here in just a sec. Brett Stewart, Dave Vanderhoff. What's up? All right. Jason Nike. He had the floor at the beginning of this. Mr. Cooling 1983 Nick and Ashley Morrow. How are you doing? Ashley sent me that little video of her daughter. That was adorable. Really adorable. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and say this. This week is Beth's birthday. So everybody, please, in the chat, just say happy birthday to Beth. I know she doesn't want me to make a big deal out of it, but to me it's a big deal. It's her birthday. It's awesome. So... say happy birthday to Beth in there. She's a big Rocky 4 fan. And I think when we're watching this, I want to hear your Rocky 4 stories. You know, like what got you into Rocky 4. If you like the movie at all. Some people don't like Rocky 4. I'll even admit that. But I love Rocky 4. I'm not going to lie. You know, Rocky 4... It pretty much, it kind of changed my life. It really did, because I didn't know movies could do that in the theater. And that's what it did. It was insane. So, are you serious? Let me turn on my fan. It's warm in here. Maybe it's the lights and all that stuff. I got too much electricity going on in here. Hold on. Let me turn on the fan. Matt, what's up, brother? Nice to see you in here. All right. Hold on just a second. Let me turn on my fan. We're going to get this thing rolling. No. What kind of snacks you got? Let me know the snacks. All right. I got, today I'm drinking water. I'm trying to drink more water, okay? Because when you drink too much carbonated drinks, they take a toll on you, you know? So I'm drinking water today, and I got some chips, some like Tostitos chips, and I got some Tostitos salsa. I love chips and salsa. I don't know about you guys, but I'm all over chips and salsa. So, before we get started too, if you are watching this after the live stream, we do this once a month over at the Drumdums Patreon page. We have a nice little family together. We get together, we talk horror, and we just, we do stupid stuff. We're completely unprofessional when it comes to the commentary, but we have a great time with each other while we're doing it. So if you want to jump in live, then check out my Patreon page. Lowest tier gets in. All right. And I look forward to these. This is always fun, It's stress free for me, because when I do DD live, it gets a little bit more stressful because I don't know how many people are going to be there, and I'm always worried that I'm not going to be ready with my topics. I always go in, I guess, feet to the fire, feet to the fire. So, Jason, are you still doing the giveaway? Because I know Jason, he's got something he wants to do a giveaway for. I think he's got some questions. So we'll do the giveaway probably in like the first act of the movie. And I'll cue you, Jason, and I'll say, okay, Jason's got a question for you guys, and then he's going to post it. And I guess the first person to answer the trivia question will win the prize. And we did this last, if any of the new patrons are in here, we did this last month too with Weird Science, which was a lot of fun. Beth gave away a vinyl. I tried to give away a Blu-ray. So, yeah, a lot of fun. Actually, I did give away a Blu-ray. I was trying to give away 2 Blu-rays. I ended up giving away one of them, but that's okay. DD Live is stressful for us too, kicking the butt heads out. Yeah, I know, right? All my freaking my wrenches in there. And I was watching. I always watch them like the next day when I'm going to work throughout the day. I'll watch because I like to look in the chat to see what I missed. And one thing I always realize when I watch them back is how absent-minded I am during the thing, and how I miss so much in the chat. And it looks like I'm being rude. I get mad at myself, funny enough. Like when I was watching the last one, there was a super chat that I almost missed it entirely. And then I caught it like in the last 5 minutes of the stream. And I remember everybody was trying to help the guy out. And then Holly was like, she posted it a couple times. And when I was watching it back, I was just like, God, I'm such an asshole. So I don't know why I'm telling you guys this, but it's not intentional. It's just you got so many things coming at you at once, and you're trying to stay on topic. And you want to, of course, you want to get those super chats, though. Just because those people, they pay money for you to answer a question. So I'd feel horrible if I didn't answer that question. So I got to figure out too. Like I still haven't figured out. Like you can go back and look at all your super chats at the end of I need to research that. But yeah. Anyway, we're going to get going on this. Are you guys ready for Rocky 4? Because I don't want to start until you guys are ready, okay? Do you need to use a bathroom? Are you ready for Rocky 4? Let me know. You want to ring the bell? Ding, ding. And I'm going to crack open. And if you guys, we don't have to, if you guys want to give your thoughts on, other stuff like Halloween Kills while we're doing this, if something's really weighing on your mind and you're like, I just got to get this out, okay? This has been bothering me all day ever since this news came out. I got to get this out. If you feel like you got to get something out, get it out. We'll talk about it, okay? We can repost the super chats if that would help. Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, I guess this is a good way because most of my wrenches are here, are my patrons anyway. So, Holly is not here. I think she had. I know what's going on, but I don't want to say anything just because it's her private matter, and I don't want to. It's nothing. It's nothing like too serious or anything. But she's got family stuff that she's dealing with right now, and I don't want to. Like I said, I don't want to divulge her personal information. But I'm sure that's probably why she's not here tonight. But we all love Holly. She's great. So. A wrench is somebody that, like you see Beth, she's lit up in blue there, and Jason. Those are people in my chats. They can go in, and if they see people getting, shenanigans in there, somebody trying to start shit, or somebody just being a troll, they can go and they can remove them. They can remove the comment. They can remove the user, I think. And it's just very helpful. It's very, very helpful. So yeah, it looks like you guys are ready to go. All right. Let me get my remote. Oh, that's delicious. Hearts on fire, strong desire. All All right. Man, I love that soundtrack. Okay, we're going to count it down from 10. Okay? All 11 of you. Ready? 10, 9. Happy birthday, Beth. 7, 6, 5, 4. Happy birthday, Pauly. 2, 1. Play. Here we go. I'm excited. God, I'm excited. I love Rocky 4. Man. So, yeah, they're bouncers. That's what they are. They keep the order in the chat. And they do it well. All right. So, I might be asking you guys some questions. So stay on your toes, be froggy. Cuz yeah, you never know. I might spring some questions to you guys during this. So I'm going to ask the birthday girl a question first. Why do you like Rocky 4, if you like Rocky 4 better than all the... Is Rocky 4 your favorite Rocky movie, Beth? Let me know. I want to know if it's your favorite, and if it is, why. Okay? So, no pressure. I love this intro. That's one thing I always loved about the Rocky movies. Beginning of every one, they recapped. It's kind of like Friday the 13th. They would recap the final fight of the last movie, so it just gets your heart pumping, you know? On Clubber Lang. Stallone really had a talent for finding, opponents, I guess upping the ante. You know, like every movie, he had to up the ante. And after Rocky 4, the big question was, who in the hell is he going to fight after fighting a freaking monster in Ivan Drago, you know? I mean, it had gotten ridiculous by the time he fought Ivan Drago. Like, my thing was, in Rocky 5, they should have had him fight like a silverback gorilla. I think that's the only thing that could have beat Ivan Drago. A silverback gorilla. That's another question for you. Who should Rocky have fought? A silverback gorilla or Steven Seagal? Should he have fought Steven Seagal or a silverback gorilla in Rocky 5? Rocky 4 is my favorite, and the first I ever watched with my dad. That's why it's so special. He loved Stallone. I shared a birthday with my dad. So here's to you, Dad. Miss you. Rest in peace. That's beautiful. And I became a Stallone fan through my dad too, coincidentally. Because I remember when I was little, one of my first movie memories actually was Rocky, the first Rocky, because it came out in 76. I was born in 73. But I remember my dad loved, and I mean loved, the first Rocky. And he loved Rambo, First Blood. But I would watch Rocky with my dad. That was kind of our tradition. And I bet a lot of people have that, like a similar story, you know? I always looked at Stallone as a role model, almost like a father figure, as silly as that sounds, when I was growing up. And I think part of it was, there's a lot of similarities between Stallone himself and Rocky. You know, Stallone is kind of a rags to riches story. He came from Hell's Kitchen, and he was, I believe he was kicked out of 12 different schools. Growing up as a kid, he would get in fights. And, he was a loner. Nobody took him seriously. And then, he ended up writing. He was a writer, though. So he wrote this script for Rocky. He was passionate about film. He looked up to, like, George Reeves, and Hercules, all these muscle-bound heroes of, like, the 50s and 60s. And so he ended up, he wrote this script for Rocky. And we all know the story about, he would not sell the script unless he played the part. And that story's been told a million times. And it's a wonderful story because nobody would dare take that chance, give up. I don't know. Let's just say it was like $300,000 that they offered. A lot of people, even today, wouldn't be able to turn down $300,000 for a script. So we're at the robot, and we don't really know too much about the robot. Is that the same? Was it like a VHS? It's not a VHS player. It's like a Super 8 player or something like that. The same. It looks like the same one that was in Back to the Future. Camcorder. It's like a camcorder. Steven Seagal for sure, Brett says. Robert Kerr says Steven Seagal. Rocky 5 ending with a street fight behind the bar was odd for a Rocky movie. Yeah, I remember seeing it in the theater. I was excited. I'm seeing a Rocky movie in the theater. I saw 4 in the theater, and then I saw 5, and I was like, oh, cool, they're going to get these 2 in the ring. It's like the trainer versus the pupil. But they fought right there outside the bar. I remember when they did fight, though, the crowd was going nuts. Like, everybody was excited. But it just didn't hold up. After it's kind of silly to watch Rocky 5. Just this, brawl, this brawl behind the bar. Plus, when you compare Rocky 4 to Rocky 5, if you're just comparing like the final fights, it's almost a joke. And we're going to get to the final fight in this, but man, this is my favorite final fight in any movie in history. It's just so big. It's so exhilarating. It's so emotional because, he killed Pauly. And so I like the shift of this movie, how it's kind of silly up to a point, and then Apollo Creed dies, and from that point on, once he gets to Russia, this movie becomes a different movie in tone. It becomes very serious, actually, and you feel you're scared. You're like Adrian. You're scared for Rocky. You're like, he can't win. There's no way he can beat this guy. But this might be the fastest paced Rocky movie too. It's just like boom, 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 and then before you know it, they're fighting. They don't spend too much time on Rocky and Adrian. We've had 3 movies to do that, So why beat a dead horse? Are you serious, Levi? Jesus. Here, let's see if he wants a chip. I probably shouldn't give him a chip. Hold on. Want a chip? Here you go, buddy. I don't think he likes the chip. Didn't Stallone get his start in the adult world? Yes, he did. He did, what was the name of that movie? I think it was something at Kitty's or something like that. He did one porno to get, because he was a starving actor. He said by the time he did Rocky, he only had like $100 or something like that to his name. So, Angie's got to Zoom with her dad. Hey, tell your dad we said hello, okay? Yeah. Yeah, Beth was saying that close to 30 minutes of montages in this movie. Isn't that crazy? You know what? And I think I believe it too, because there's 2, not 1, but 2 full montages. It's like the training montage where he's still good, like he's still tough, but he's not quite there yet. Like he's like 85% in the training montage, which is kind of weird because in the previous Rocky movies, there was this section of training where Rocky wasn't cutting it. He had something fog in his mind, and he just wasn't doing well. And then, you have the ultimate final training session where he's just completely in the zone kicking ass. Not the case in Rocky. I mean, he's in the zone kicking ass, but he's like, the first montage, he's like 85% in the zone. And then Adrian shows up, and then he's 100% in the zone. Oh, here comes Ivan Drago. And you'll notice Dolph Lundgren says very little in this movie. And that's intentional. You know, I'm going to kill this dog. I swear. I'm not going to kill my dog. I'm just kidding, but. I think he wants water. I'll be right back. I'm going to get him some water. Hold on. Go ahead. Now, what's funny is you have like all these scientists around. Like, what are the scientists doing there? They're like studying Drago. Is Drago like, is he like the killer in Silent Rage or something? Like, how do you explain his freakish strength? Whatever he hits, he destroys. Michael Pataki, Halloween 4. Women weaken legs, Mickey. Yep. We'll be leaving soon to grocery shopping in the store. Be safe out there, Santos, for sure. The one always gets me in the mood to want to fight someone. So, 1,850 pounds. Levi's being quiet now. I got him some treats. So... He just hacked. Did you guys hear him? He always does that. One thing I always liked about the Rockies too is like he fought Apollo Creed in the first two movies, and then after that they became like best friends, which is cool. Here's a question for you guys, okay? Why do you think the Rocky franchise holds up when most boxing movies they're not that successful, and if they are successful they usually don't get a sequel? So what is it about the Rocky franchise that works? You know, let me know. That robot, I always like to see product placement in the 80s, just to see the different labels back then. Like, look at that, and also look at that freaking phone that she's got. The robot I'm referring to. Was there any other names before Levi for that particular dog? No, he was always a Levi. We gave him that name, Levi. We had a Cocker Spaniel before Levi that we named Sigmund. And Cocker Spaniels, they're notorious for having ear infections. But we loved him to death. No, not Sigmund. We named him Nazareth. That's what we called him. Naz. We always called him Naz. But Sigmund was another dog we had years and years ago. But Levi is actually 10 years old now. He's getting up there in age. We bought him. He's a puppy. Rocky has remained a likable character, Santos. I totally agree with that. He's all heart. Yeah, and I think Stallone is a part of that equation too, There's something about Stallone. He just has this likability factor to him, He's an everyman. Like, guys like Stallone, and also women love Stallone, So he rides that line, I guess he's not like, say like a Jared Leto or something. He's not like that. He's not like a Patrick Swayze. I'm not saying I don't like Patrick Swayze. Patrick Swayze was awesome, but I think the women leaned a little bit more towards Patrick than the guys did. Whereas Stallone, he was right in the middle. Like I said, he had, he covered every demographic, Plus, I think his backstory doesn't hurt either. We like those stories of people, that rose up from nothing, rags to riches. He didn't have a silver spoon in his mouth when he was coming up. So we appreciate that. Plus, he's disciplined. He's like, and that's part of the thing too, is we know a lot about Stallone's personal life outside of his characters. And so he's almost like an icon himself. As Rocky is an icon, as Rambo is an icon, Stallone is an icon. I mean, he pretty much lived that part of looking like a superhero. He even said that, like in interviews that he used to do, or actually he did recently when he was promoting Expendables. They were asking him, why was the landscape of action different back then, and why do we have nothing but superheroes now? And his answer to that was because back then they had to look like the superhero. They had to hit the gym, and they had to look the part. So now these days, you got Michael Keaton putting on a Batman outfit. I think it's swung a little bit the other way now, though, because it seems like a lot of even comic book actors, they do beef up. It's almost like a requirement now. They have to look the part inside the suit. Whereas back in, like, say, the early 90s, Michael Keaton, they could get away with it. Apollo Creed, man, that's such a likable character too, Like, I mean, they even make you love Apollo Creed in the first movie, and he's the opponent, which is usually in boxing movies, and maybe there's something to that too, is that they make the opponent seem like the villain a lot of times, or just not likable, or they don't even really cover the opponent that much. Whereas in the first Rocky movie, we knew a lot about Apollo Creed. He was a role model. He's even telling children, to not, to use their brain. Don't be a boxer. Be a thinker, not a stinker. So Stallone was such a good writer that he built up even the opponents to make you appreciate them. So it wasn't like a hero against a villain. It was just an up and comer against the best. That's kind of the hook about Rocky. It's not a hero versus a villain. It's almost a loser versus the best. And to me, that's irresistible. We all like to see somebody that's way down here beat somebody that's way up here, Character, yes. Robert Kerr, all heart. Rocky has remained a likable character. Haley Wright says it's the underdog story. Yes, that's a good one, Haley. Everybody loves a good underdog story, for sure. The underdog story, there is so much vulnerability in Rocky, and people can relate to him and all his struggles. Yeah, and that's one thing too. It's like Rocky as a character in the first movie. Yeah, he was a loan shark, and he would break thumbs and stuff like that. But they didn't really showcase that much at all. You had the one scene with with the guy at the beginning, not Gazzo, but the other guy that didn't pay Gazzo. But they don't focus on that at all. They really focus on his heart and how he's really in a job that he doesn't want to be in. He's a good guy by nature. He even does the guy a favor, and he doesn't hurt him. And then Gazzo finds out about it and gets onto Rocky. Take her to the zoo. I hear retards like the zoo. Always like the press conference with Drago. I think the first thing you need to get Apollo is a ladder. Why Drago? He's a big dude. Jesus. Like, I remember when I first watched this, I think I was afraid of Drago. Like, I was like, wow, he's intimidating. And I think it's because he doesn't say anything. He's like the silent villain. And we're already to the Apollo Creed fight. Are you guys with me? Are you caught up with me? Are you at the beginning? My voice cracked. Are you at the beginning of the Apollo Creed fight? Yeah, he's actually wrapping his fists right now. Nails. All right, so Jason, do you want to do the giveaway question now? Because this is a good time to probably do the giveaway question during the James Brown performance. And then after the giveaway, we'll be at the fight. But it's up to you, Jason. If you want to hold out, I'll let you decide. Have you ever seen Cinderella Man? It's one of the best Rocky-like movies. It takes some inspiration from this film, in fact. I've seen Cinderella Man probably a dozen times. Yeah, Cinderella Man's great. Russell Crowe. James J. Braddock. Also, I didn't tell you guys, I'm a big boxing movie fan. I'm into boxing as it is. I remember when Tyson, he would knock guys out in like 90 seconds, and he fought Michael Spinks, and he fought Larry Holmes, and just all these different fighters. And he was like Drago pretty much. I mean, nobody could take out Tyson at a point until his life got, it spiraled out of control a little bit. But yeah, I was a really big fan of boxing. Boxing back then in the 80s, really pretty much in the 80s, yeah. Because he went to jail in 92, I think. But really boxing back then was much more popular than it is now. And I think maybe that's another reason why Rocky was so successful, because it was prime in that era of boxing. When Rocky was coming out, and when the movies were coming out, boxing was at the top. All the way from 76, and you had Muhammad Ali, you had Joe Frazier, all the way to Rocky V. Boxing was huge. This Jason Nike, this will be for Rocky 1 on vinyl, going to make you guys earn it. All right, cool. I actually have Rocky 1 on vinyl. Thanks to Beth, I have Rocky 3 on vinyl. Beth, did you enjoy did you enjoy your birthday day? Like, has the day come yet? Did you get to do anything fun, or are you going to be doing it this weekend? UFC, I don't follow it as much. Of course, I'll watch UFC. Like, I remember when UFC was kind of an underground thing. Because I remember when I first came in the military, and UFC was like just getting going. Like Hoist Gracie was in there and all that stuff, but it wasn't a big thing like it is today. It was more of like a taboo type thing back then. But I haven't really followed UFC since. I haven't even followed boxing that much since. If you guys ever get a chance, though, check out that there's a Tommy Morrison doc on YouTube. Tommy Morrison from Rocky 5. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking where his life led, and eventually he died. But he had AIDS. I guess he had AIDS and knew that he had AIDS as early as I think the mid '90s, or I think they might have even said he might have had AIDS when he did Rocky 5. I'm not sure. It's tomorrow the 9th. Going out to eat and to a record barn, digging for vinyl. Been too long. Ooh, that sounds fun. Yeah, we got a couple. We got a couple of vinyl stores here. The last one I went to, I didn't get any video footage. I was going to show you guys on the vlog, and it was a lot nicer than the one that I did show you guys. In LA. What's funny is like this whole routine right here, it kind of fits in with what people think of America today. Like, I guess other countries, I noticed that, like, if I go on, I guess anywhere on the internet, especially if you go on like the apps, the funny apps, and if you read the comments, there's a lot of people that do not like Americans right now. We seem like spoiled brats, and that's kind of what's going on here. You got Apollo Creed showing off, and then you got the Russian. He's just standing there like, damn, what the hell's going on? Are these people really like this? And that's pretty much what's going on right now. It's weird. It's crazy what's going on right now, I guess if anything, it's like we were almost at World War III before this stuff kicked off, and maybe that kind of eased the tensions on that a little bit. Okay, did I miss it? Let's see. Hold on. Did I miss the question? In the final fight in Rocky, let me see if I can answer this. In the final fight in Rocky, how many stars are on the ring mat? Ooh, damn, that's a tough one right there. I don't think I could do that one. So Nick guessed 12. Haley's back. I will wear my shining mask. I'll guess 13, and so Brett won with 13. I guess that makes sense. The 13 colonies. So yeah, that's awesome. So that was fast. Let's see. Let me dig in there and see if I got something I could give away, and then maybe I could come up with a question. Let me see. Hold on. Because I like doing the giveaways. They're fun. And maybe I just like trivia. But now I got to think up a good question. Have you guys looked and seen how much, like, they used to have Rocky Funkos? And I haven't bought Funkos in ages, but I remember I was like, I wonder how much a Rocky Funko is. And I looked it up, and it was a good, I think, couple $100. Yeah, that Russian looks intimidating. This is where it's about to kick off. It's going from silly almost to dead serious here in about 3 minutes. So let me look and see if I have anything I could give away. Hold on. Okay, Beth has a question. All right, so here is the prize. All right, let me pull this up. So the prize will be a Rocky Steelbook. I will send out a Rocky Steelbook. This is for the first Rocky. I believe this is a foreign release. I can't verify if it's region free or not, but it's a freaking Steelbook, okay? That's what it looks like. Badass. So you got Apollo Creed on the back, Rocky on the front, and I'll even open it up. Oh, the inside looks badass too, actually. Here you go. Yeah, so it's Rocky and Apollo fighting in the ring on the inside. But I want to say this is region free, but I figured I'd give this away so that way if you have Rocky, which most of you probably do have Rocky, at least this is something a little cooler, you know? Okay. So, Beth, whenever you're ready, you can ask your question, okay? She says her question's not that hard. And Apollo is getting his head pounded right now. It's like that Tyson thing. Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. Man, Drago freaking just destroyed Apollo. And but one thing interesting too is behind the scenes, Dolph Lundgren and Carl Weathers, they almost came to blows. Like seriously, almost came to blows because I guess Dolph Lundgren was getting a little bit too aggressive with him, and Carl Weathers got pissed off. And I believe if you read behind the scenes, he walked off set. He was so pissed off, he walked off set, and Stallone had to get him to come back. He had to go talk him off the mountain, and get him back. So. And that's something I didn't even know until recently. I heard that. Okay, my question isn't that hard. Rip Duke, one of my favorite characters. Yeah, I know. I like Duke too. Duke was awesome. Yeah, he passed a couple years ago. So, do you think Apollo knew he was going to die? Because he wanted Rocky wanted to throw the fight, and he said you can't throw the fight. So do you guys think Apollo wanted to die, or maybe not wanted to die, but he wanted to go out like a warrior? Maybe that's what it is. Holly, how are you doing? Nice to see you in here. Holly, do you like Rocky 4? And if you're wondering where we are, Apollo just died. He just got... They're in the ring right now, and he just got punched, and he's checked out. He's done. He bought the box condo. Oh, and I don't think Beth asked the question yet. So, Holly, you came at just the right time, because I'm doing a giveaway of a Rocky Steelbook. Okay, that's what the Steelbook looks like. It's Rocky on the front, Apollo Creed on the back. It's badass. Okay, so I don't think Beth has asked the question yet. So if you get this question, you win the Steelbook. Okay. So Jason Nike has a Rocky 4 vinyl. He is up the stakes. It could get crazy in here. Okay, it could get really, really, really crazy in here. They're at the funeral right now. It's really sad. No one has the right answer yet. What was the question, Beth? I won't answer it. What was the question again? I guess I could scroll up. Hold on. Oh, okay. What is the make and model of the car in No Easy Way Out scene? Ooh. That is a tough question. I would guess Lamborghini like these other guys, but I think that is. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm 100% right on that. So, do you want a drum roll? I'll give you. I don't want to. I don't know. I don't have anything to do a drum roll on. And Beth has left the chat. Wouldn't that be mean if she if she asked that question and then she just left? Psych, bitches, and she just like leaves, and then like kicks a chair. I don't know why she would kick a chair. We wouldn't see it, but like, you know, I guess it's like dropping a mic. You know, she dropped a mic, she kicked a chair. So Jason Nike says Trans Am. He has changed his answer. Officially, he can no longer be a Lamborghini. It has to be a Trans Am. Yep, that's right. Anyone want to guess the model? Wait, which one's right? The Trans Am or the Lamborghini? I was going to say a Ford Pinto. Okay, yeah, she's there. Is that it? Is it a Ford Pinto? 79? So they're at the press conference right now. I like this because they're basically stating there's no way in hell this little man could beat Drago. And Rocky's like, you know what? It's not even about winning. It's about me standing up for my friend. And I will fight you on your own fucking turf. That's what Rocky said. He said that in his head. He was thinking that. He was thinking, I will fight you on your own fucking turf. All right? Get me a plane ticket. I'll go to Russia. We'll duke it out right there in the ring. And it won't even be for the championship. Probably a good thing I didn't write this script. Haley was the first on my end to say Lambo. So Haley won the... Is it official, Beth? Haley won the Rocky Steelbook. So, Haley, I will get your address. I will send you this Rocky Steelbook. Congratulations. Congratulations. There's no easy way out. We know why we're all here, right? We're all here for no easy way out. That's a montage. I guess Beth is right. I guess this is a third montages, because that is a montage. That's a montage of like the history of Rocky. It's like a Rocky greatest moments in that. Congrats, Haley. All right, cool. I'm having fun. Are you guys having fun? I need to turn it up though. I can't really hear anything. And here's where we're getting to No Easy Way Out. It's coming soon. Now, Jason, I think he said he's got something to give away again. So later, if he wants, he can pop. We can wait a little while before we do the last question. Oh yeah, he's gonna talk to Adrian. You know, that's tough too. That's got to be tough when your wife says you can't win. That's got to be a punch to the gut, because we as husbands, we want to be Superman to our spouses. You know? So when you have to, when your spouse says there's no way you're going to win, you know, you're going to lose. That's got to be a punch to the gut, you know? That'd be like me going to an arm wrestling championship, and the guy that I'm arm wrestling is like Bull Hurley. And so I go home, I go in the house. I have a mansion. In my head, I have a mansion that's as big as Rocky's. And I go in there, and she's standing at the top of the stairs, and I show her a picture of Bull Hurley. I don't know why I have a picture of Bull Hurley in my pocket, but I show her a picture of Bull Hurley. You know, get in here. Come on. And she looks at the picture. She faints. She literally falls out. She faints. I have to revive her. And then when I revive her, she comes up and she says, "You can't win." There's no way you could beat Bull Hurley in an arm wrestling match. I don't care how tough you think you are. Wait, we're doing Rocky 4, right? For some reason, I was thinking we were doing Over the Top. Can you guys imagine me drunk? My grandma would always be mad at Adrian during this scene. Bull versus Herb. Bull has your money. Yeah, you're damn right he has your money. If I ever do an autobiography, I'm going to call it the Herbie Chronicles. I think that's got a ring to it. The Herbie Chronicles. That's funny because I wasn't planning on telling the world that my first name was Herbert, but I was excited about the Rotten Tomatoes thing, and so I'm posting it. And then as I'm posting it, I'm typing it out and everything. Hey, look at me. I'm a big fucking deal. And then it said, "Dear Herbert." And I was like, oh, shit. Do I want to divulge this? And so I lost my... I guess I sold my soul. And I divulged my not real first name. Lee is my middle name, okay? So I divulged that my first name was Herbert. I sold my soul to the devil for Herbert. I better be invited to an over-the-top stream. Oh, yeah, for sure. That'd be a fun stream, if I'm being honest. You know why this scene works so well? Because every guy and girl has done this. They've you know, you go for a drive when you're stressed, and they make that face that Rockies make. They got stuff on their mind, you know? Why did he look back? I never thought about that. Like, he looks back. Like, what's he looking for? Oh, he's metaphorically looking back, even though he's really looking back. I tell you, the Rocky franchise, it's so cool that we're still seeing the character. You know, we pretty much saw the last of the character in Creed 2, but it's cool that we saw this character at a very young age, all the way to when he's around like Mickey's age. You know? I think that's so cool. I mean, not too many actors can have a character last that long, pretty much as long as their own life, you know? Jason says, I just watched Over the Top a few hours ago. Going to record my review tomorrow. Oh, you're doing an Over the Top review. That's cool, man. That was a fun one to discuss because there's like this father-son element to Over the Top, and I like discussing that because I'm a father. I have a son, and so, you know, a lot of those are life lessons in that movie. As silly as it is, it's a movie about arm wrestling. There's some real good like fatherly stuff, fatherly anecdotes in that movie, and I think that's cool. You know, really like the scene where his son's arm wrestling, and he teaches him that it's okay to lose, but you know, you just got to lose like a man. You got to lose. What did he say? Something like that. I don't know. I think he said, if you lose, you're a pussy. I think that's what he said. I think that was the message. Am I right? Jason, make sure you put that in your review, okay? If you lose, you're a pussy. You know, only a real man can wear a shirt, a belly shirt that like shows your belly. You got to be really confident in yourself to wear a belly shirt. Oh, well, yeah, when you lost Mickey. I think Stallone is an underrated actor. And the reason I say that is because remember the scene in Rocky 3 when he's crying over Mickey? And his performance felt so real and genuine and uncomfortable. And you got to admit, like when we cry, it's an uncomfortable looking thing, you know? And he didn't go for like that, you know, the cinematic look. He went for real. And that's what it looks like. You know, I bought that. The way he was crying over Mickey, I bought his reaction. No pussy talking over the top. I'm glad he didn't have that talk with his son. His son would have jumped out of the truck in the first act. You're like, what if he was a different type of dad, you know? Like what if he was like this horrible dad? It would have been an entirely different movie. I always get sad when the Coke's gone, you know? That's why I think they should outlaw 12-ounce cans, because it's never enough. You know, you always want one more drink when it's done. 12-ounce cans are bullshit. That's what they are. So we're going to Russia. We're going to Russia. Right now he's talking to his son, though, okay? We're not at Russia yet. Lee, I got the Flatliners 1990 dropping Friday and Jason Lives vinyl review on Monday. Hell yeah, Jason. Jason putting in the work. That's awesome, man. You lose with dignity, that's it. You lose with, I was way off. Maybe I was thinking of dodgeball. Isn't that one of the lessons in dodgeball? If you lose, you're a pussy. And then they throw a wrench at you or something like that. Very different than Over the Top. Dodgeball is very different than Over the Top. I always wished Sage Stallone could have been Rocky Jr. like in all the movies, because Sage Stallone was a really good actor in Rocky 5. Actually, you know, he really held his own. And it's a shame that he couldn't be in Rocky Balboa, because he was still alive. He died in 2012 at like 38. He was young. But yeah, I wonder if Stallone like regrets that now that his son is gone. Like, I wonder if he regrets not letting his son play, or maybe his son didn't want to play Rocky Jr. in Rocky Balboa. But wouldn't it have been cool to see Sage Stallone, you know, close it off with his dad in Rocky Balboa? I always loved this song by Survivor. This is the first song I remember after this movie came out. And I immediately wanted the soundtrack, Burning Heart. And this is when Survivor got a different lead singer, too. That's why this song sounds so different than Eye of the Tiger, because it's a different lead singer. Always like Pauly in this part. Pauly is like the greatest. He complains the whole time, but you can't help but love the guy, you know? All right, I'm going to turn it up a little bit. Creed 2 was excellent. This and Creed 2 are a great double feature. I said that at the beginning of this, but yeah, they are. I need to do that. I haven't done that yet. Watched both of those back to back. Man, I tell you, this movie just breezes by. Like, I can't believe we're this far into the movie already. And pretty much from here on, we got 2 training montages and the final fight. That's it. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Words of wisdom, words to live by. I love dodgeball. Dodgeball is so damn funny. You know, like they don't make really good comedies anymore. You know, it's weird. Like I don't. When's the last time there was a movie out that was like as good as Dodgeball? My dad would arm wrestle people for a few $100 in the 70s and early 80s. That's cool. I used to be into arm wrestling, and it was probably because of Over the Top. Like I remember after Over the Top came out, all these people were arm wrestling, including me. Like I got into arm wrestling, and I was just like really scrawny kid back then. But there is a technique to it. Like some people said, like Over the Top's bullshit. That there's like a technique. There really is a technique to arm wrestling. And once I learned the technique, I did really well at it, actually. I really hope we get a director's cut. Rob, Lee, does this movie get you keyed up to play drums? No, not really. What this movie does is it makes me want to exercise. Like every time I watch Rocky, I feel like I want to exercise. You know, Rocky really gets you pumped up, especially when he's doing the training montages. I was literally running to Hearts on Fire this morning, actually. Hearts on Fire, and there was because I have the soundtrack on my phone, but I pulled it up on Spotify. Yeah, Hearts on Fire and War, the music that they played during the final fight. Those two are really good to run to. But Training Montage is a good one to run to too. I just didn't run to it this morning, but I've ran to that one before. Redemption is a really good one to run to from Rocky 2. You use your back and shoulder more than your arm. Yeah. You pretty much just have to align your shoulder in the right direction, and then you just kind of lean forward, I guess. All these Russian scenes were filmed in Wyoming. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't think they were filmed in Russia, but I didn't know they were filmed in Wyoming. I was thinking maybe Colorado or somewhere like that, but if you like Rocky music, look into Finding the Rocky Story compilation. I think I have. Is that like it's like a greatest hits of Rocky? I think I've seen that actually. Man, I loved Duke in this movie. He really loved Apollo, and then he just 100% fully backed Rocky. And I just love that line. He's like, "You're gonna have to go through hell, but if you do, I promise you, you'll come out the other side." That's a good trainer right there. Knowing what he's up against, it doesn't matter. If you're willing to go through hell, then you can come out the other side. Let me put on my subtitles. Do you guys like subtitles or do you hate subtitles? I actually like subtitles sometimes. Now, if I'm watching a movie and I want the sound loud, like in my living room with the, my bigger TV, then I don't really care for subtitles. But like in here, I like having the subtitles on. And I think this little this line of dialogue here, it's so important because it emphasizes why Rocky ends up winning in the end. Yes, he won because of all that exercise and all that training, but he also won because of his heart and how his friend wanted him to do it for Apollo. He was fighting for Apollo. So in his mind, he had to win for Apollo. Man, this fight, it really gets your adrenaline pumping once they get in the ring. Now, I don't know if it was some camera trickery or something, but the stadium or whatever they fought in at the end, it looks massive. Like the crowd looks completely massive, and I'm sure there's some maybe some matte paintings and whatnot. I don't know, but they did a great job of pulling off that realism, making it look like they were actually fighting in this gigantic arena. Yep, here comes it. We're in the training montage. Hey, La Creepsha Video Club. Hey, everyone, just got out of work. Welcome. We are literally at the first training montage. He's running in the snow right now, and you got the guy with the binoculars. He's about to help the guy in the horse and buggy. Oh yeah, I love this part of the movie. And I like that they didn't use Bill Conti's music, just because Rocky 4 feels different than the rest of, even Rocky 3. They say Rocky 3 and 4 are like the action movies of the franchise, but I would say Rocky 4 even feels very different than Rocky 3. And the Bill Conti music worked for Rocky 3 still. I don't think it would have worked as well for Rocky 4. I think the music that they use in Rocky 4, it's perfect. But I mean, the reason this training montage works so well is because it's two different training styles. You got Rocky roughing it, using the elements of nature, all that stuff. Just pretty much having to use what's around him, whereas Drago has the latest and greatest equipment to use. He's in an air-conditioned building with the weights and all that stuff. I mean, he's still training really hard. He's still giving it his all. But I think Rocky training in the elements and all that, I think it gives him a little bit of an edge. Boy, Stallone put his body through hell for these movies. I mean, just look at the difference in Stallone in Rocky 3 and Rocky 2, It's a lifestyle change. You can tell that the guy completely changed his eating habits, his workout schedule. It's hard to look like that. Let me know if you're ready for a question. Okay, Jason Nike, he's got the question ready. Drago is a beast. Yeah, he is. He's a freaking giant. I think Dolph Lundgren, I think he's around like 6'5", something like that. He's a really big dude. And I don't know if you guys know this, but I actually have a drum cover. I did this in my first year of YouTube. I have a drum cover of the training montage from Rocky 4. I did that, actually. Sometimes I forget that I actually covered that. But that was fun because when I used to listen to the training montage, I'd kind of break apart the drums and I'd find myself air drumming to it. And I was like, hey, this would be kind of a cool drum cover. And I think at the time, there was only one other drum cover of training montage. So I thought, yeah, I'll do that. And so I did like a drum cover of training montage. It was fun. Talia Shire. Man, Talia Shire was so important to this franchise. And it must have been tough for Stallone to tell her that, he had to kill her off for Rocky Balboa. But he told her that basically she is the heart and soul of the movie. So that's why he had to. Luckily, she gave him her blessing. But man, I tell you, it's just they see each other. He gives her a hug, and then boom, we're right back into another training montage. Love. Oh, I thought Holly said love is the training montage, but no, she says love this training montage. Okay, so Jason Nike's got his question. I'm not going to answer this one. What Stallone movie did Dolph Lundgren audition for but didn't get the part? Ooh, that's a good question. Hearts on Fire. Yeah, the double jump rope. Man, some of the exercises he does in this too are, I mean, they're no joke. You know, he didn't go the easy route and just do a bunch of do stuff that everybody can do. They probably just can't do as much. So see, Nick saying Cobra, Beth saying Rambo, Brett saying Tango and Cash, Nighthawks, The Untouchables. I don't think Stallone was in The Untouchables though. Was it the porno that he did? Did I get it? Something at Kitty's. They changed it to the Italian Stallion after Rocky came out. They changed the name of the porno to the Italian Stallion. Here's the exercise that he does where he's like on his shoulders and his whole body goes up on the bench. A couple exercises in here that no mere mortal can do. Nighthawks is awesome. Yes, it is. Rhinestone, he auditioned for the part of Dolly Parton. He didn't get the part, though. Dolly Parton ended up getting the part. Somebody posted on Twitter, they tagged him and Dolly Parton and asked if they would do an audio commentary of Nighthawks. Last time I checked, he didn't get an answer. Yep. Rocky's like, not only am I going to win, but I'm going to kick his ass. What if when Rocky was lifting his family in that carriage, what if his back went out and then like the credits rolled? Because obviously you can't fight if your back goes out. Uh-oh. What Rambo? I think I know the answer to this. I'm not going to answer it though. Based on time, yeah, I know what the answer to this is. I think I know what it is. He's outrunning a car. Like, so that guy was gonna, like, the guy got out of the car. What was he gonna do? Chase him? Rambo 3, that's what I was thinking. I would have been wrong, though, because it was Rambo 2. God damn it. He would have played a good Russian in Rambo 2. Was there Russians in Rambo 2? No, the Russians were in Rambo 3. Who was the villains in Rambo 2? Weren't there Russians in Rambo 2? She even typed it out too. Rambo First Blood Part 2, and she did the Roman numerals. That's dedication. Yeah, top of the mountain. Iconic shot. I want to run up to the top of the mountain like that. We're here, guys. We're at the final fight. I'd like for you to give the album to whoever you want. Pay it forward. There you go. It's very sweet. Do you shout this after you run Drago? Sometimes I say Drago after I run. I don't even plan it either. It just like comes out. I'll tell you though, when you run to the Rocky soundtrack, you do really get into it. I was so into running to the Rocky soundtrack that by the time I got home, I was naked. That's getting into it. My neighbors were like staring at me too. They're like, why in the hell? Oh, he must have been running to the Rocky soundtrack. That's the only reason he could be naked. I make no sense whatsoever. I told you my Patron streams are different than my normal streams, okay? I act like I'm a complete moron. I've been eating nonstop, by the way. Man, this fight right here, Jesus. This fight. It is such a great fight. I might not even say a word once the first punch hits. I might check out and just leave you guys to it so I can watch. Damn, this fight. Is this you guys' favorite fight from the Rocky? Like, how would you rank the fights in the Rocky series? I go this one, then 2, then 3, then 1, then Rocky Balboa, and then 5. Because I don't really count. I mean, Creed's a part of the franchise, but as far as the fights go, I just like seeing Rocky fight, I guess. I don't know. Adonis is exciting to watch, of course. He's a great fighter in the movies. But seeing Rocky fight, that's the greatest, you know? That's part of the fun of the characters. Just watching him, this humble guy, but then when he gets in the ring, he's not to be messed with whatsoever. But he doesn't come off as like cocky at all. He's fighting with his heart. You know, that sounds cheesy. You know what I'm saying though? You know, Rocky doesn't he's not a showboat. He's never been a showboat. He's all heart. So Holly got it. Holly's a big winner today. Not for the title. Title doesn't matter. Robes are coming off. Women in the chat are losing their minds right now. Man, these guys were freaking cut and built for this. I'm sure the pressure was on though, because like Stallone knew how cut Dolph Lundgren was. Even though Stallone was cut in Rocky 3 too, but I mean, they both were freaking at the top of their game at the time. I like how they did like the Russian national anthem too, and then they bring up this gigantic, I don't know, what would you call it? Like a it's not a flag. Well, help me out. What is that? They raise up this big emblem of Drago just to build up the tension factor a little bit, you know, the intimidation factor. Holly, you need to get you a vinyl player. I love my vinyl player. It's awesome. I'm probably going to upgrade down the line, though. But it's perfect for this small room. Like, I don't even have, like, any external speakers for it. It's just the onboard speakers, and it's just fine. Banner, thank you very much. It's a banner. Man, the anticipation, right? I've seen this movie so many times, but just the anticipation for this fight. Man, that's a big dude. Whew. He just knocked his gloves down. Thank you, everyone, for this. It's been a blast. Yeah, I'm having a great time, guys. I'm really having a great time. You guys ready for the final fight? Here we go. Be a rock for me. No pain. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes when I'm running, I do say no pain to myself. I don't know why. I do that, though. I say no pain as I'm running. No pain. That's how into Rocky I am. So Rocky's got that freaking concrete head. So he uses that as a weapon. And he keeps moving. You see, you can tell that Rocky, he's taken the fight a lot more serious than Apollo did. Because he learned, I guess, from what, you know, Apollo wasn't taking this fight so seriously, so it wasn't moving like that. Whereas Rocky, I mean, even if you compare Rocky's movements in this fight to, say, the first movie, he's moving a lot more. So there is some strategy here. I mean, two guys punching each other in the head like that, though, they'd be freaking... One of them would be dead by the end of the second round, but... At least there's a little bit of strategy here, you know? You're not going to fight Drago like you fight Clubber Lang. You know, you're not going to tire him out. He's just a freaking mountain of a guy. So the first thing you got to do is try not to get hit. And then look for an opening. Yeah, Jason, thank you for the giveaway. Really awesome. And a lot of these punches, I'm not saying that they're all, of course they're not all real, but I mean, some of them look pretty real. I see 3 of them out there. Hit the one in the middle. I'm really trying to like pay attention to what each actor is doing because you're so caught up into the fight, and I've seen this a million times. So now I'm just trying to like I'm noticing things that Dolph Lundgren's doing that I didn't really pick up on before. Because you're always focused on Rocky in these movies. You don't focus on the villain as much. You want to see what Rocky's going to do. So I'm trying to focus on Dolph, just to, you know. And I'm noticing things that I've never noticed before. Like there's one time where he like tells it, he's like, "Come on," you know. And I think that's one reason why it looks real too, is because you see like the sweat explode. So I mean, those punches have to be real, right? Because we didn't have like CGI sweat back then. Here it is. Here's a boom. He's cut. He just hit him. Oh, this is so awesome. God, I'm loving this. This is a fight. Jesus, this is crazy. I'm telling you guys, when I was watching this in the theater, when this part right here, yeah, the crowd was just, they lost it. They completely lost it. I'm sure a few people shit themselves. It was just insane. He is not human. He is like a piece of iron. Yeah, that's Duke. See, Duke caught him like he's on a high now. I don't want him to come down from this high. So he's just like in his face. You see? He's not a machine. He's a man. Oh, this is so good. This is so good. I've seen this a million times. I get into it every single time. And remember, Rocky 3 came out before this. And remember, in Rocky 3, there were only 3 rounds. So, I don't remember. I think I was wondering, like, I hope this isn't going to be another 3-round fight. Because if it was going to be a 3-round fight, then there's no way Rocky would beat him in 3 rounds. So I'm glad they went the distance and had it be a 15-round fight. Lee, thank you for this live stream. I really needed it to take my mind off things. Yeah, I was talking about that earlier, but I didn't know how much you wanted me to divulge. But I hope you're doing okay, Holly. We're always here for you. You know that, right? Yeah, he's punching him in the head. And people always talk about in Creed 2 how they see Ivan Drago differently in this movie because of who he was in Creed 2 and who his son was in Creed 2. And there's a little glimpse of that in this too, because in the very end, you know, they pretty much tell Drago that he's a loser, you know, and you know, because you're losing to Rocky, and then Drago picks the guy up and throws him. So he gave Drago a little bit of redemption at the end there, and what that did was it turned him into a human being. Because before that he's just pretty much this freaking mountain of a guy, this monster. It's like Rocky fighting a monster. That's what this is like. Few cheers for Rocky Balboa. Isn't this great? This is so freaking great. Jesus. If I'm ever in like feeling down, I just watch Rocky 4. Lifts me right up. Beth says, I showed my daughter Rocky 4 the other night. She about had a fit when Apollo died. I didn't tell her anything. She was so worried for Rocky to fight him. It was fun to watch the movie with her. That's great. That's great. My son, like, this is his favorite Rocky movie by far. He loves Rocky 4. Because my son, he mostly likes like superhero movies and Star Wars. That's his big thing. He just loves those two properties. And it's hard for him to really get into like a drama. But he does love Rocky 4. Rocky 4 has this like otherworldly feel to it, I guess. Not otherworldly, but it just, I don't know, there's something about it, you know, that sets it out aside from any other boxing movies, even the Rocky movies. It just gets you pumped. It gets you so excited in the end, you know? Because it really, like I said, it's like Rocky fighting a monster. And my son, he's always into big like creatures and stuff like that. And Drago is really a creature. He's a Russian creature. Our people cheer for him, you idiot. But he said it in Russian. Я себя. Isn't it crazy that these two characters were on the big screen again together? What was it? 30 over 30 years later? That's just insane. Last round, guys. Doesn't matter how many Rocky movies they make, you know, with other fighters. Nothing will ever compare to watching Rocky fight. He's a legend. That's what he is. He's a freaking legend. Can you imagine that? Like the whole crowd was for you when you start the fight, and then at the end of the fight, they're screaming for your opponent. That's got to be a kick in the nuts. Chopping the Russian down. I should have stayed on him. Yeah, Rocky's probably one of my favorite characters of all time too, for sure. I mean, my whole life, he's been like an icon of mine, you know, a role model. As long as I can remember, I've been a Rocky fan. That's pretty cool, you know? Jason, this is one movie that makes me feel good, except for Apollo dying. Yeah. But Apollo had to die for us to get that fight in the end. So I look at it that way. They really had a good makeup effects team. Yes, they did. Yeah, you forget that, you know? Stallone really knew how to direct a boxing match. He did such a great job at it. And in the first Rocky movie, he had no experience at it whatsoever. And he said on paper, he thought it was going to be easy. And then when they got in the ring to actually shoot the scenes, he said it was a mess. And he said, I see now what I have to do. I literally have to treat this like a script, and I have to write out each punch. You know, I have to pretty much redo choreography for this thing. So he went home in one night and wrote out the entire fight with him and Apollo Creed. You know, and I think that's why all the fights in the Rocky series work so well, is because Stallone, he puts in the work and he actually, you know, writes out every punch. Are you guys like me and you like look at the extras in the background? Like I've never really paid attention to the extras that are behind Rocky until this watch for some reason, but that's not something I do from time to time. If I've seen a movie so many times, or if a movie's just so horribly bad, for me to get any kind of enjoyment at it, then I got to look at the extras that are behind the main characters. And you always notice things, you know, like extras, because I've been an extra, and extras they don't know how to act. You know, they're not like professionally trained actors, so they have a tendency to overdo it. And so that's why I like looking at extras, especially since I was an extra. I always look for them now, and it's, you can find some really funny moments, funny performances, if you just look in the background and look at extras, because a lot of times they're trying to be noticed, you know. Teen Wolf, yeah, that's one extra that you'll never forget. Sometimes you can notice a penis, but actually, what, you didn't see a penis in Teen Wolf. You thought you did, but you didn't. Like, I just noticed this. Like, if you look at the left, there's this guy with these glasses on, looks like Waldo, and he looks so out of place. They showed him for like a split second. I wonder if they'll show him again. That's an experiment for you, though. Next time you watch a movie that you've seen a million times, don't look at the main characters. Look at the extras in the background. Just focus on the extras. And you might find yourself laughing, actually. Rocky, the man who had everything against him but defied the odds. Always a beautiful story. Very true, Holly. If I can change, you can change. Everybody can change. What a movie, guys. What a freaking movie. Did Obama take his speech notes from Rocky? I think he did. If I can change, you can change. Everybody can change. That was a horrible, horrible Obama impersonation. Man, this was fun, guys. I had a blast. I had a freaking blast with you guys. You guys made this easy. This was fun. I'm beginning to think. Hold on, let me go back up. Hold on. Force makes me sad at the end. Rocky is a unicorn. Yes, Rocky is a unicorn. See, I created the unicorn rating after a lot of the reviews I did, actually. I created that rating, I think, I know when I created it. I created it when I did The Dark Knight. So I think that was 2016 is when I created that. And so there was a few movies that I'd already reviewed that obviously I couldn't go back and, you know, so they were stuck with Trapped on an Island. But The Crow, Rocky, a couple others were definitely unicorns. I do look at extras, especially if I've seen the movie more than once. It's a good idea. It's a good idea, actually. You can have a good time if you focus on the extras. They're really funny. There's even like a funny like scene in one of the Austin Powers movies where they poke fun at the extras. Like, because the extra just like, he's like, are you kidding me? You're just going to stand there? Also, Vince Vaughn did that too in Anchorman. He had like the 4 guys with him. And he's talking about Dorothy Mantooth was a saint. And then they're leaving. And Wes Mantooth turns around and is like, are you kidding me? None of you guys can say nothing? It's great. Those are extras. Lee, I'm going to dedicate a Fly on the Wall review to you when I find the vinyl. Man, Fly on the Wall, that's such an underrated album. It's a really great AC/DC album. Yeah. Unicorns are perfect films. Yeah, well, it's a unicorn is pretty much trapped on an island, but there's also like a personal connection to it. So it's got to be a trapped on an island, but then it's got to it could be a cultural phenomenon. It does what most movies can't do for me. And like I said, sometimes it could be just a personal thing, something like a part of my childhood, something that's really, really, really important to me, or it's just my all-time favorite movie. Of course, that's going to be a unicorn. But I've only given out, I think I've given out out of over 1,000 reviews, I've given out 13 unicorns. So I created a playlist called Unicorn 2 recently, because I didn't even know how many unicorns I'd given out. So I had to like do some research on that. Oh man, this is fun though. Anyway, guys, I hope to see you all tomorrow night, and we're going to be talking about the Halloween Kills news and all that stuff, and it'll probably be like just a full-on Halloween AMA, and just a lot of fun. I'll try to get some funnies for tomorrow, and I got a couple shout outs at the beginning. Also, and I'll tell you guys now, I watched this Halloween fan film called Michael versus Michael. And Beth, you'll want to listen to this too. It's influenced by weird science. So imagine weird science mixed with Halloween, because they do this like experiment, like this weird science experiment with two Michael Myers figures. One of them's from 2018, one of them's from 1978. And something happens, a lightning strike happens, and they bring them to life. So you have two Michaels alive. So there's like a horror comedy element to it. It's only 30 minutes long, but I actually had a good time with it. So I'll post it in the Patron webpage, and I'll post it on the Facebook extension too for you, so you guys can watch it. I think you'll dig it. It was kind of fun, and it was making me think of weird science. And it's got these like kids in it. They're probably the age of Gary and Wyatt in it. But it also has like some Halloween kills and stuff like that in it too. So I'm gonna talk that up a little bit tomorrow morning too, because the guy that directed it and wrote it and everything, he messaged me on Instagram, and usually I just don't have the time to watch a lot of fan films. But I was like, you know what? I'll give this a watch. It's only 30 minutes, and it was on my lunch, and I ended up enjoying it. So I messaged him back. I was like, dude, this was actually really fun. It was refreshing, because most Halloween fan films are pretty much the same type of deal. Some of them are produced much better than others, but this was refreshing. So I would definitely check it out. And I'll tell you what, matter of fact, you know what? I will find it and I'll post it right here in the chat for you guys. Hold on. Yeah, here it is. Michael versus Michael fan film. It's 33 minutes long. And let me get the share link. There you go, guys. Click on that link. It'll take you right to it. If you got 30 minutes, give it a watch. I enjoyed it. I was laughing. It was kind of fun, Don't expect the best acting, okay? But it's a fan film. And they're kids, okay? So if it's kids and it's a fan film, of course I'm going to cut them some slack. But there is they have teenagers too that are better actors in it. But stay with it, because the story gets fun, and it does have some nice Halloween kills in it too. So you'll see what I mean when you watch it. Lee, watch my It's Me Billy video for Dave. You will laugh your head off. Okay, I'll check it out for sure. You guys that love John Hughes, look up Reunited, a part episode on Ferris Bueller. Yeah, I gotta check that out, Beth. So anyway, guys, I guess I'm gonna hang it up for tonight. Happy birthday, Beth. And I had a great time hanging with you guys tonight, watching Rocky 4. This was a lot of fun. And I'll talk to you about what, I don't know, maybe we'll do something horror next month, something like that. I'm easy though. Whatever you guys want to do, I'm fine with. So maybe I'll post something and I'll let you guys throw some ideas at me for next month's, and then we'll go from there. Okay? So anyway, guys, let me know what you think of that Michael versus Michael if you watch it, okay? I'm curious to see what you guys think. But anyway, I'm signing off for tonight. This was a lot of fun. And you guys take care of yourselves out there, okay? Be safe, okay? Love you guys. Love my patrons.